Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Hawks, podcast. He is the only white person on YouTube that I have seen that has openly advocated against the vote blue no matter who movement. Now, I know this guy is a lawyer, and he's a blonde dude. Like I said, his handle is Hawks Podcast. But you need to listen to him because he is not talking about current events from the perspective of a white man, but from someone with a law degree that understands the criminal justice system. And I think he has a lot to offer to people right now in the United States Congress who are advocating for Israel and who are okay with genocide. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Please like and subscribe to this video if you want to continue to get our content. If you don't, we really don't give a fuck. Because what you don't want to hear is already happening. Congress right now is in a state of toxic white proximity. And what I mean by that, when I say that, is that when I was growing up, you had 3 or 4 races. You had whites, you had black people, and of course, whites were superior. You had Native Americans, and you had Puerto Ricans. And that's being generous. Because back when I was born, you were white or black. So I had to spend my entire life doing genealogy to prove my ancestry. Not because I wasn't proud of being labeled black, but because I knew that I had people in my family, my immediate family, that were contributing to family reunions and graduations and all of that I couldn't deny existed. But everything in America today is telling you to turn away from that. This includes people that I grew up with. There was a time in the 1980s and 90s when Italian Americans and Spanish Americans and Puerto Ricans and Jewish people even, if you walked up to them and called them white, they would punch you in the fucking face. That's not the case anymore. Nancy Pelosi was born around, or something like that, Baltimore. And she brags about it. And she brags about all of her civil rights activism and being a great friend of John Lewis. While all the while, since 1987, she was connected to the Israel lobby. It's just like the Tuskegee Airmen going over and liberating Europe against Nazi regimes. And the freedom that everybody felt when that happened. Only to come home to the United States of America and be like Isaac Woodard and show up in the Carolinas in a uniform of a soldier of the United States of America, only to have his eyes gouged out and be blind for the rest of his life because he did not represent the America they want to project. This is the America Nancy Pelosi wants to project. A white America where we forget about John Lewis, where we forget about Isaac Woodard, and we forget about the Tuskegee Airmen, slavery, and everything that has anything to do with black excellence, Native American bravery, and the new influx of one of the greatest populations in America, Muslims. She, Hakeem Jeffries, Cory Booker, and everyone else who supports the genocide in Gaza by taking Aipac money are the antithesis of the civil rights movement. They are the antithesis of Gandhi. They are the antithesis of any suppressed people on earth outside of the United States and inside that ever stood for liberty and justice for all. Nancy Pelosi and every member of the United States Congress, including and I hate to say it, Jamie Raskin, everyone who is not listening is the antithesis of a public servant. Right now, your problem is not Hasan Piker or Donald Trump. They are not the biggest enemies against the United States of America. The greatest enemies against the United States of America are Democrats in Congress who take money from PACs, quote people like Thomas Paine and Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin, and are going to go out on January 4th and celebrate 250 years of independence. Independence from what? For black people. Independence from what? For indigenous people. Left out of this conversation about the 2026 election and how we're going to win and we're going to do this is the opinions of people of color. The reason, whether you like it or not, or are willing to acknowledge it or not, Let me tell you what the Democratic autopsy says about how we keep losing elections. When Bernie Sanders came with young people to tell the United States of America what was required for us to proceed for the next 7 generations, nobody wanted to listen. They put pantsuit Hillary Clinton up there. Generation X knows, I'm sorry, Generation, the baby boomers, know every motherfucking thing about everything. And they're still in Congress. And it's time to get them out. But I digress. These motherfuckers, after they were told by Generation X, this is what is going to happen. My generation. I was born in 1972. I studied Stalin. I studied Russia. I studied Hitler ad nauseum with college professors. And we were told to understand our history so that we did not repeat its mistakes. And Jews, Italians, and people from other countries came to America and repeated those same mistakes with a different citizenship. And they, through one generation only, earned their white card. Yes, Nancy Pelosi, white card. While Native Americans and black people are still standing in line to get their due. Now I'm going to say something to Democrats in Congress who still will not renounce Aipac. Your idiocracy will not stand. It makes no sense for high yellow men like Hakeem Jeffries to be questioned in an interview and his eyes get all wide and go, "Oh, massa, we sick. Oh, massa, we sick. Oh, we need to beat them slaves more. We need to put pressure on people of color." You can believe me or believe me not, but the Hasan Piker movement is coming. This man is the Malcolm X of the 2026 midterms. Like it or not, eat it. He does not need to be politically correct. He doesn't owe you that. Because my generation and your generation failed him and fucked up. And this is why we're dealing with can't get my words straight. This is why we are in the position we are in. America will never be trusted again in my lifetime by our allies. And it will never be trusted again. As long as I can speak by the American public. So if you're okay with this Aipac shit, keep beating up on Hasan Piker. You're going to lose the 2026 election. I guarantee that. Because not only is the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, but many states are not only heavily Muslim, not only pro-black, but they are also anti-corporate establishment. So I'm going to give my prediction. You have until November to get on board and listen to the younger generation, or you will lose. Every single one of us will rather live under another Donald Trump than trust you with our future. Because with Donald Trump, we know we are ready to lose our lives for this country. Under the vote blue no matter who, and we're going to win by a landslide. We're going to get the same thing we got when Hillary Clinton ran against Bernie Sanders. Absolutely fucking nothing. We're going to get the same thing when we asked Merrick Garland and Nancy Pelosi to take care of this shit. Absolutely fucking nothing. You hold no cards as a party, Democrats. If you don't believe me, just keep watching social media and keep watching all the overwhelming support for Hasan Piker. This is going to be your demise. We warned you. Election after election after election. You promised and delivered. You delivered nothing. We have no more time and votes to give. Time to feed our families. It is not about the economy. It is not about affordability like Hillary Clinton says with her stupid pantsuit ass. It's about survival. And guess what? All these white people, good on you if you want to support us. But if you honestly think that we're going to be your firewall this time, people of color, you are sadly mistaken. A new wind is on its way. And those who do not blow clean are going to blow away. This is my warning. America of color is absolutely tired of making chicken salad out of chicken shit. And we're not going to do it anymore. So stop assuming a blue tsunami. It's not going to happen. Because at least in 3 states, and maybe Michigan, everybody is going to stand down and join a national strike for Palestine, for Muslim candidates, and against any Democrat who continues to finance Israel's genocide. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Have the day you deserve. Payback is a motherfucker. And her stripper name is Karma.